So after attacking the Axis, we did get Bulgaria, Romania, Hungary. We got Germany as a puppet, Italy as a puppet, the two Sicilies puppet. And very soon, we will get a claim on France in only 10 days. And we will take care of the allies as well. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to guide you through all of the necessary steps to make the Soviet Union an unstoppable superpower. We will get rid of Stalin's paranoia, reducing the RNG elements of the run to the bare minimum. Then, with a very aggressive strategy, we will completely destroy the Axis and get ready for an early war on the Allies. Now let me remind you that this is a step-by-step guide, meant especially for newer players, meaning I will cover everything in detail and the video will be fully unedited. If that sounds interesting, then this is the right video for you. On the other hand, if you prefer a shorter, edited version, you can find it in the description. It is an older video, but while several aspects have been improved, the overall strategy remains the same. Speaking of which, one of the main reasons to rework my old Soviet Union guide is a bug which was introduced by Paradox in one of the latest updates, and it concerns Poland suddenly reappearing after being occupied by us. It will be covered later in the video, but I will make a dedicated chapter so that you can skip directly to it if that's all you're interested in. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask in the comments and to join our Discord to meet our amazing community. Lastly, if you have been following the channel and enjoying the content I make, please do not forget to support the channel by liking the video, subscribing and leaving a comment. I would say that's all for the introduction, so let's get right into our initial setup for the Soviet Union. Now, while we work on this strategy from time to time, I will not be talking, and that's because I am reading the dedicated spreadsheet that I make for each guide. If you are a member of the channel, if you purchase the Tier 2 membership, you have access to these spreadsheets yourself, but I will actually check them as I proceed through the run to make sure that I'm not forgetting anything. Now, for the initial setup, what we want to do, first of all, is we want to build infrastructures followed by military factories in Moscow. Go on and do it in Moscow. In Kharkov. In Krasnodar, in Odessa, in Minsk, in Crimea, and was that it? Yes, and that's it. Alright, so infrastructures plus military factories and Moscow, Kharkov, Krasnodar, Odessa, Minsk and Crimea. Now let's talk about the military production. We want support equipment and trucks at 5. Then we want artillery and anti-air at 3. I don't think we are producing anti-air, so let's go and add some anti-air. We can already remove some of this stuff. We will not be producing it. No tanks, for example. Okay, so artillery and anti-air we said 3 each. I-16 at 4 or L-16 at 4. In any case, this plane we want it at 4. Trains 1. And then everything else we put on infantry equipment, so all the way up to 15, including the future ones, to infantry equipment. Okay, now let's split and start training our armies. For this one I need to pay attention a little bit because it's a bit of a mess. So first of all, I usually create just one big army and then I split them by type. So all the cavalry, all the regular infantry, all these different infantry, all of the mountaineers, and then we have mostly tanks and one motorized. And what we want to do is we want to split the regular infantry into 3 armies. Okay, Now, in our main theater, what we want is 3 infantry armies, 1 armored and 1 mountaineers at the moment. So let's do it right away. So this one's... this one... this one. Now, for the mountaineers, we're going to use them for a naval invasion early in the game, but we only use 10, so the other 3 can stay in a different theater. So these 10 mountaineers we are going to use to invade the Netherlands. And ideally we want to give them a good general. Guess maybe this guy would be fine, let's see. Yeah, either one of these two. I will assign this one, but it's basically the same. Now for armored, for the armored divisions, we're going to use this guy. And for the 3 infantry armies, we're going to use Constantine, Nikolai, and Andrew. So let me see. Constantine, Nikolai, and Andrew. By the way, feel free to do things differently if you prefer. This is not Andrew, it's Andrei, by the way. But yeah, this I think this is the right guy. Yeah. Okay, the 3 infantry armies, we want them to be 24 plus 24 plus 8, so... 18, I meant. So yeah, because at this point... I'm going to take 6 of these infantry units. And create a new theater. We are going to use a new army. We're going to use this army in Spain. So this will be our volunteers to Spain, and I use this general in Spain so that he can actually farm some experience, get some good traits. Later on, we're going to use him. Now for the main theater, we are going to use this guy as the field marshal. As for our second theater, so this guy is a special theater. Let's make it here. Because he's going to Spain, so he doesn't need to be doesn't need to be under a marshal. For this second one, the marshal is not very important, so whoever. The generals are also not very important. We prioritize in this case the defensive skills. It doesn't really matter which ones. The extra infantry division that we had here, we are going to assign it actually to the motorized ones, and we're going to change him to motorized already. So we want to have 2 motorized divisions from the beginning of the game. Okay, I believe we split them correctly. Now what we are going to do is we want to train all of them, but we also want them not to suffer from attrition. With the 10 mountaineers, we can start planning the naval invasion of the Netherlands right away. So we start from Leningrad and we go for the northern coast of the Netherlands. Okay, let me plan it. Let me say something about this naval invasion. By going with groups of 2, well, it's faster to plan it, but that's not really the purpose here. But we have more control over which part of the Netherlands they are attacking. And I tried several paths, but this one in the end was the safest. So we always succeed with this naval invasion. Later on, I will show you how to set up the navy for this. It's a little tricky, but nothing too complicated. But yeah, what I wanted to say about this naval invasion of the Netherlands is taking the Netherlands early is pretty convenient because it means we will have access to a lot of rubber, which we don't need to import to make our planes. And then later on, when Germany attacks the Netherlands, we will be at war with Germany. So this is an important part of our strategy later on. That being said, I know in multiplayer, for example, it's not allowed to invade the Netherlands early, or you may want to play it a bit more historical. You can definitely skip on this step if you don't want to. So you can avoid taking the Netherlands, and the rest of the strategy will still work, even without the Netherlands. It will be a bit more expensive to make the planes, but in the end, everything is fine. Okay, so we did prepare the 6 infantry for Spain, we prepared the 10 mountaineers for the Netherlands, that's good, that's done. And now let's start gathering our planes, and hopefully the name is not a description of how bad they are, but that's probably pretty accurate. So I'm going to click on Moscow, and I'm going to shift click on pilot exercises so that they get trained on the way to Moscow, or when they get in Moscow. And then I also want to gather all of our navy in Leningrad. So these 2 are already in Leningrad. We are going to select all of the other ones, send them there, merge them into only one fleet, assign any admiral, and then shift click on naval exercises to train them as well. I also want to change the occupation law to local police force, and we are going to change the garrison to the default cavalry. Now let me also do something right away before I forget. So I'm going to rename all of the divisions in here so that it's easier to follow when you're looking at my spreadsheet. So this will be our Inf, this will be our Mon, this will be our Mot, this will be our Cav. Is we cannot change yet, so we'll do it later. This will be our arm, and these ones we are not going to use, so we decommission them. Alright, so next we want to buy some rubber, so let's go on and buy rubber from Malaya. We also want to make an agency. Of course, if you have access to La Resistance DLC, making an agency and making a collaboration government will be quite important later on in our run. But if you don't have access to it, you can still follow the strategy. Okay, let's pick the researchers and focuses, and then we are done with the initial setup. So in terms of researchers, we go for the most classic ones. So the electronic mechanical engineering, basic machine tools, and construction one. And in terms of focuses, we go for the path of Marxism, Leninism. I will also include the list of focuses in chronological order in the description of the video, so you can follow it more easily. But keep in mind, again, if you have access to the spreadsheet, maybe that's the easiest way to check what's going on. Okay, the initial setup is done, and at this point I would usually recommend making a save. Let's call it sov setup. Done. And we can start. The next thing we need to do is at 50 political power, we want to start justifying a claim on the Netherlands. No, sorry, never mind. We cannot start yet. Because what I forgot to do is giving some fallback lines to our infantry and start training them. This is actually quite important. So better not forget it. Actually, the cavalry, we are going to send the cavalry at the border with Japan, just in case, and then later on we may actually need it there. So. So as you can see, I'm trying to use fallback lines around some cities so that they, I mean, I can be sure that they have enough supplies in there. And then we shift click on here so that we train all of them. And we shift click for him as well, so that all of our divisions are training. Now we can continue. And justify on the Netherlands as soon as possible. We got our agency. We're not going to upgrade it for now. Next focus center. Okay, we got 50 political power, so we can start our justification on the Netherlands. And then soon we will get our spy, and we're going to send it to Mexico. there we go. First spy. Oh, nice. We got a seducer. So whenever you have a seducer, we actually have two. Always pick the seducer. Best possible trait for spies. And then we can start spying in Mexico. Okay, when you get this event, mobilize the armed forces. And we continue with our focuses down here. The Stalin constitution. Next, we need to wait until we have 150 political power. We'll get some through the focuses though. Okay, now we started suffering from Paranoia. Paranoia is a special system that the Soviet Union has to engage with because of Stalin. And basically, as the political paranoia increases, we will get a series of bad events which may cripple our generals, destroy their morale, damage the navy. Very, very bad events. So we want to get rid of Paranoia as fast as possible to reduce the RNG elements of the run. And with this strategy, these RNG elements are really reduced to the bare minimum. There is only one moment in the run in which we may get a bad event. And in that case, we can delay it with political power. And then we get rid of Paranoia entirely. But yeah, other than that, we will keep it entirely under control. That's one of the great advantages of this strategy. Okay, here we continue with our researches with mechanical computing. Again, we continue going down this path with focuses. And here we go for concentrated industry. Okay, 150 political power. It's time to pick the popular figurehead. If I can find him here. So we get an extra 15% stability since our stability is pretty low. This is going to help massively, especially because, as you can see, stability has an effect on the factory output, dockyard output, and even political power gain. So higher stability means better things to us. Okay, soon the civil war in Spain should start. And when that happens, we need to send our volunteers. So now we are waiting for the civil war to start. By the way, with these focuses that we are picking right now, I'm making sure that our paranoia stays at 0, so we don't get bad events. See, each one of these focuses decreases the paranoia. We keep it under control. For now, we don't need to worry about it. Okay, here we go for radio up. Alright, the civil war in Spain. Now we're going to help democratic Spain, because if you win, actually, as democratic Spain, Spain will become communist and it will become our own puppet. So that would be great. However, the civil war in Spain is a little tricky and it is a bit RNG heavy. So in our case, I'm not going to try to win the civil war in Spain. We're just going to use it to farm some army experience and traits for our generals. Especially because it would be too complicated. Maybe I will make in future a dedicated guide on how to win the civil war in Spain. But for now, again, that's not our main purpose. What we want to do is we want to send us these 6 infantry divisions that we prepared together with some air volunteers. And we want to start farming some experience. So as soon as they accept, we want to send our planes, a couple of fighters, wings. And then I usually assign them to northern Spain, but you can spread them around or you can assign them to your infantry so that they follow it around. Now, we don't have much time, so one of the reasons why it's a bit tricky for us in this case to win the civil war in Spain is that we will attack the Netherlands soon. And when we do, the volunteers will be sent back to home, to Russia. So we cannot actually focus entirely on the civil war. So at this time, what we want to do is we want to farm experience as fast as possible. Since we don't have much time, we're just going to attack them in the closest possible place to farm immediately some experience. We also need to keep an eye on the political power, because at 120 political power, we want to pick war economy. I think we will get it when we finish the focus, if I remember correctly. Okay, I'm going to start the offensive right away. Because again, it doesn't matter what happens here, but we want to farm as much experience as possible. Alright, we got the political power, so we can pick war economy. Let's go on and do that. In terms of focuses, the next one will be heavy industry up here. Now, we also want at this point to prepare our fleet for the invasion of the Netherlands. We can merge the new ship we made, but what we want to do in particular here is we want to take all destroyers. So we want to have destroyers in one task force and the rest of the fleet in another one. And then we select all of the other ships, the larger ones, and we send them here. So you right click here, just send them there. While the destroyers can stay in Leningrad. If you split them in this way, when we need to start our naval invasion, you can simply assign the naval invasion support in all of the needed regions. And your naval invasion will trigger without issues. The reason we are doing this is that if you check it right here, it would seem like we do not have enough range to get to this area. But if you manually send a fleet here, you will have the range you need. Also, we want to make some adjustments to our production. So we want to bring the production of artillery to 5. There we go. And then the production of planes to 15. Okay, at this point, I think we are only waiting for our claim on the Netherlands. So, let's continue. We got some MIOs. This is the MIO priority I would recommend for infantry equipment. And here we go for addressing internal affairs. Okay, we got our claim on the Netherlands, which is cool. Now, what we want to do is maybe make a save, just in case. Okay, and then we can declare war on the Netherlands. We don't need to call any allies. What we want to do at this point is we want to make sure that our army has the motorization priority. And we also want them to execute battle plans aggressively. And we want to assign them all of our planes. Not really sure if we will ever be able to send the planes to the Netherlands, but just in case, you know. And then if we did everything correctly with our fleet, at this point we can assign them on naval invasion support to all of the regions. Make sure not to miss these two, they're very important. All of the needed regions, and if you did everything correctly, you should have the naval superiority in all regions. Oh, by the way, something that I may have forgotten. Yeah, I did. Yeah, when you send volunteers to Spain, you can switch the spy from build intel network to quiet intel network. Now we're a bit late, but we were lucky. The spy wasn't caught. In any case, you want to spy on quiet intel network, so it will never be caught again. And after 50% intel network, you don't really need more. So this is all we need in this case. Okay, that's good that I noticed. And yeah, we can start the naval invasion of the Netherlands. Let's see if it triggers. It does. Okay, that's perfect. Now, the other thing we want to pay attention to is the political paranoia. Because when it gets to 20%, we want to forge satisfactory production reports to keep it under control. So in a couple of weeks, we will need to do that. But we will need to slow down the game a bit now, because the naval invasion started. At this point, I also like to use a force attack to make sure that they disembark. Usually they can disembark in this area here. And then you can work with these ones, micromanage them a little bit. Let's see what happens. Okay, they disembarked. Now at this point, the only micromanagement really in this run, we select one of them and send him to Rotterdam, and the other ones we send them to this part of the Netherlands. We cut the Netherlands into two. The idea is to stop the northern part from reinforcing the southern part, ideally. Now let's see what happens. Okay, meanwhile, we were able to disembark in here too. And here we probably would need to import some rubber, but soon we will have plenty of rubber, so we don't need to do so. Okay, good. We are going to send... Maybe he can actually help in here. Okay, we do need to forge satisfactory production reports now, so let's do that. Okay, this is looking very good. Everything is going as planned. And as we get 100 political power, we can also pick the army reformer expert. And then we're a bit low in this case on army experience, but when we get to 35, we want to pick the professional officer corps. In the meantime, sorry, I was checking my spreadsheet. In the meantime, we continue with the focuses and we go for infrastructure effort. So up here. And with this strategy, as soon as we take Breda, the Netherlands should go down. That's perfect. Okay, done. Very smooth, very easy. Now, the peace conference, however, you need to pay attention here. It's important to manage it carefully, otherwise you will not have enough points for everything. So what you want to do is you want to pick the Navy, first of all. So we take the Navy. Then we puppet the Netherlands and the Dutch East Indies. Then we take the resource rights from the Dutch East Indies and the Netherlands. And only after that we take the war reparations from the Netherlands and Dutch East Indies. By the way, war reparations and resource rights are something you can only take if you have the By Blood Alone DLC. So if you do not own that DLC, you will not be able to do this, but it's still good to puppet them. You can still import the rubber at much more convenient rates. That's totally fine. Okay, let's confirm it. That's perfect. Now at this point we don't need this naval invasion anymore. Of course we can send these guys back to Leningrad. We can also send the new fleet back to Leningrad. Stop the naval invasion support. Send everybody back. Perfect. And we also want to send our volunteers back to Spain, of course. So let's send Zukov and the air volunteers back to Spain. Make sure that we send back... Well, let's make sure that they accept, first of all. But then we select, again, 2 air wings. Send them to Spain. Perfect. Okay, and then the other thing we need to do at this point is we also need to stop importing rubber. Of course, if you do not have the resource rights, you want to import the rubber, but no longer from British Malaya, you want to import it from your puppet Netherlands. Okay, everything is good. Let's continue now. We can increase the speed again. And in terms of researches here, we are going for range improvements and tools up. Alright, perfect. Now let's keep an eye on the army experience. Now our volunteers are back in Spain. The volunteers, this time we can try to push maybe somewhere down here. So something like these. See if we can get an encirclement or something like that. But at 35 army experience, we should not forget to pick the professional officer corps. It's very important. Okay, we can start already this push. See if there is a chance here. Get something done. Now, research-wise, we go for concentrated up. And focus-wise, we go for the anti-Soviet Trotskyist center. Here we go. And we're also waiting for some political power for ground support. Again, it doesn't matter much what happens in Spain. We are just here to farm some additional army experience and traits for our general. Okay, this is done. This also gives us some political power, which we're going to use for the ground support expert. And now we want to pick the workers' dictatorship focus. We continue going down this path. Now soon we would also get the range improvements research done. We should at least. Okay, I actually like the way this is going here. So maybe here we even have a chance to get an encirclement. It would be quite interesting. Okay, range improvements. This one is important because, well, let's pick the fighter's MIO. I would go for something like this. And then let's pick the new research, which will be construction up. But then at this point, we can also design the new fighters and CAS. I'm going to remove everything because all we need is the basic small airframe. Now, in terms of CAS, we're going to use a very aggressive design. Since the Soviet Union has early access to cannons, cannons are better than light machine guns, but they are worse than heavy machine guns. So for now, we are going to use this F1 design. Make sure to auto-upgrade it so that it will automatically get the new airframe, the new engine, and it will be upgraded for free. So that's much better. And then we're also going to make the new CAS design. And for CAS, this is what we are going to use. This is our CAS 1. Again, auto upgrade. Save it, and we want to produce both. We want to produce up to 15 of both, but we lower the priority to the minimum. So the F1. And then the next 15 factories will go to the C1. Something like this. Okay. Now we need to keep an eye on Paranoia. We'll need to decrease it when we get to 24%. But for now, let me see if I can get this encirclement. Maybe not. What's going well? Now it's going a bit less well. But more importantly, we need to pay attention to Paranoia. The war in Spain, we don't care, but Paranoia, we do care. So what happens at this point is, whichever we pick of these options, it will bring us some bad events concerning the Air Force, the Navy, the Army, or the administration. And the Navy is what we care about the least. So we're going to pick inspection in the Navy. In a few days, we will get a bad event. There we go. And whatever the event is, we don't care. We just pick it. And in this case, it's ship refitting speed, research speed. We actually don't care at all about this stuff. But we care about decreasing the Paranoia. Later on, we can get rid of this stuff anyway, so we don't need to worry too much. Okay, now the anarchists are coming. This is bad news for Spain. Okay, next focus. We go for finish the 5-year plan. We actually got the encirclement. Look at that. That's nice. I don't know if we will be able to hold it, but we can try. Now, research-wise, let's go for interwar artillery. And when you get the doctrine message about doctrines, we cannot pick the doctrines yet, but maybe we can pick some of this stuff. Okay, that's it. And let's keep an eye on the Paranoia. Still have some time. Oh, by the way, when you get this message, probably we'll get the chance to steal the Spanish gold, and we're very happy to do so. Whenever we get that option, we should go for it. Okay, this is a very important moment of the run. It looks like a minor mission, but or decision, but this is a very important decision. You do not want to kill Chiang Kai-shek, so pick, he's still needed. And what did we get here? This is the useless tank-looking MIO, so this one doesn't matter. The only two that we can benefit from are these two, so the other ones I pick randomly so that it doesn't annoy me. We really don't need them. Let's keep an eye on the Paranoia. Oh, nice. Look at this. We're killing a lot of their divisions in here. Okay, 24% Paranoia. At this point, we go for inspection in the Air Force. That's the second... I mean, after the Navy, the Air Force is what the second thing we care about, at least. Although we do care about the Air Force. We will get rid of these malices later on, so do not worry. Now we need to wait for a focus, actually, before we can spend the political power. But nice, look at this. So, by the way, if you wanted to win the civil war in Spain, you would need to continuously do something like this. Keep getting encirclement and kill the units in there. So here, if we wanted to try that, we probably would want to go for something like this. Let's see if it's possible. Just for fun. This MIO is not very important, so pick it randomly. Okay, this is the bad event that we get about the Air Force. And it's bad, but that's alright. This one is more important, so here we go for the usual stuff. This is our artillery MIO. Let's see if we can do this. Okay, next focus. We go for foreign experts. Here. Okay, concentrate in industry. Let's go for radio up. Another MIO. I love MIOs. I love this update so much. Always picking the same stuff over and over again. Well, okay. I forgot which one was first. This one, and then this one, and then this one. Oh. Nice encirclement. Very nice. Okay, when you get this message, always take the Spanish gold, because that's minus 15% consumer good factories for 365 days. That's very good. So we will take the Spanish reserves with pleasure. Okay, now let's close this encirclement entirely. Yeah, and I was going to build more military factories a little bit later, but we can do it. We can do it now. Well, actually, let's do it in 5 days to keep it as it usually is, to keep the timing the same as usual. Okay, when you get this focus, and actually in a couple of days, so let me pick the next one first. The next one will be the military conspiracy. You need to wait for one more day. Let's pick it. This one we can accept. This deal with the Soviet Union. Sorry, with Nazi Germany. Okay, I need one more political power. At this point, we're going to pick the industrial concern construction company. And then we're going to build full military factories in all of the 100% provinces. Let's go on and do that. So here, 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 even Crimea, it will be 100% a bit later, and Minsk too. Did I miss anything? That looks fine. Okay, and then we build infrastructures plus military factories in Leningrad, Kiev, Stalingrad. So, Leningrad, Kiev, Stalingrad. Vinnytsia, Cherkasy, Yaroslav. Vinnytsia is here. Cherkasy. Yaroslav and Smolensk. Okay. So Yaroslav up here. And Smolensk here. Okay, perfect. Then we should pick the air spirits if we haven't already. We picked one. Let's pick the other one too. Perfect. And if we have additional air experience, we can also pick the doctrines, but we don't actually have additional air experience at the moment. Okay, we want to make some adjustments to our army already. So we are going to adjust the infantry divisions by adding the engineer company and the support anti-air. Then we are going to adjust the defensive template. At this point we can also change the name. So let's bring this, let's call this def. And replace the military police with the engineer company. We are going to adjust motorized. For this one we want to make some changes. This is not entirely needed, but I actually like to bring the combat with 218. You can also keep just the previous one if you want, but I would still add the engineer company. I will save this one too. And then we're going to make some changes to our armored template. We cannot fully fix this, but we can start. So we want to replace the light tanks with medium tanks. Of course, we don't have the medium tanks that will fill this template yet. We'll get them a bit later. And then we want more motorized. Okay, that's all we can get at the moment. Later on, we will need to add the support companies and a couple more medium tank battalions. For now, that's enough. And then we're also going to recruit 30 defensive units. Okay. Now, as soon as we have the political power in a little bit, we want to improve relations with the United States. I will explain a bit later why. Interesting that we cannot end it. We cannot close this encirclement. Okay, now we got the political power, so let's go on the United States and improve relations. If I can find it, here it is. Okay, perfect. Okay, here we want to go for artillery up again. And then we want to go for support weapons up. And when I say support weapons up, I mean this one. Okay, the military conspiracy. Nice. Now, the next focus we want to pick is behead the snake. And after we complete this focus, we can finally start the assassination of Trotsky. And despite our encirclements, actually Spain is losing. Okay, we completed the focus. At this point, we unlocked a new operation called subtle assassination. Actually, we only needed 25% intel network. We can assign our spy and we can start the operation. If we have enough political power, we do. We can also bring the American experts. So let's go on and do this. And by the way, as you can see, this will give us some additional bonuses, and then later on we'll pick some extra bonuses for the construction company that we picked. And as we get the second spy, we will send it to Germany, but we don't have it yet. Oh, you also need to pick the focus. Good thing that I noticed. We want to pick develop the Urals up here. Perfect. And now maybe we do have enough. No, not yet. Keep an eye on the Paranoia. Should be fine for now. Okay. It's cool that we got this encirclement, but I don't think Democratic Spain will be able to win this civil war. Still, what we can do is we can farm some more army experience in here. Go on and do that. Okay, here we got a second spy. We got another seducer. That's absolutely great. We can start using it to build an intel network in Germany. I usually do it here. The only thing I would recommend against is making it in the capital. It's a bit risky. Here it's convenient because later on we will be attacking from this side, so we can benefit from it. Now, as we continue, let's keep an eye on the Paranoia. Here we go for Eastern development. I'm going to give them a staff office plan, so get the full planning. You can probably push them a little bit here. Okay, 24 political paranoia. We are going for forge satisfactory reports. And then at this exact point, I wrote on my spreadsheet to retreat your divisions in Spain to safety. Safety usually means something like here. So the rest of Spain usually falls pretty quickly. In this case, it looks like we're doing okay, so probably we can stay a little bit longer. But when things start going bad, we will run away and abandon Spain. Okay, we go for radio up. And we can assign the new divisions that we got, the defensive divisions, to our second theater. So now we have another full 24 divisions army. Let's pick some defensive leaders for them. And let's make sure to train everyone. Also, these guys do need a full backline command. Let's also train everyone from the first army, because actually we made some changes. So as you can see, they need additional training. And let's go back to Spain and see how we are doing in there. Okay, we're not pushing probably here. Okay, let's pick the USSR Academy of Sciences. Let's keep an eye on the Paranoia. This time we can pick again inspection in the Navy to prevent bad events, other bad events. Okay, and if you get free military factories, that's not always the case, but when you do, I would send them to support equipment in the meantime, and then later on, as soon as possible, we will assign them to our new tanks. actually don't want him to be infantry expert, so I'm not gonna keep that. And here we start researching our basic medium tank. We go for the fast tank designer, Morozov. Okay, we need to be careful with the Paranoia. There we go. Okay, at this point we go for inspection in the Navy. And yeah, we lose this guy. That doesn't matter. Now, this is the only RNG time of this run in terms of the Paranoia. Because we may get another bad event before we get rid of the political Paranoia entirely. And if that's the case, there isn't much we can do about it. Except spending political power, which we are saving for that purpose. Okay, now we got an extra research slot, which we are going to use for the improved small airframe. And in terms of focus, we go for the block of right and Trotskyites. Maybe. Sometimes if you cannot pick it right away, just wait for one day, then you will be able to pick it. And let's keep an eye on the spy network in Germany. When it is at 50%, we want to switch to quiet intel network. Okay, it is at 50%, so I'm going to switch to quiet intel network, make sure that our spy doesn't get caught. And now we're waiting for the artillery research to design our tanks. Okay, so we did get a bad event here. So we would lose the captain of industry. I think we were quite lucky in this case because we don't really need this guy. Which one is it? Political advisor Nikolai Voznesensky, captain of industry, will be purged and removed from the game. So this is, by the way, this is what you can do. You can spend some political power to delay the event. And you only need to do it once because we will get rid completely of the Paranoia thing. See, political Paranoia will be removed from the game. So if the event is something you cannot take, it's something bad, you can just spend some political power. But in this case, I think we can take it, except which one is... Nikolai, it's this guy, okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to use this guy, ever. Yeah, so I'm okay with him going away. Bye-bye. That's fine. That's good, we didn't have to spend political power. By the way, sometimes you don't get bad events. So in this case, we were unlucky that we got the event. But lucky that it wasn't too bad of an event. Okay, well, let's go for improved infantry equipment. And so at this point I can also check the box. We didn't get bad Paranoia events. That's good. Ooh, look at this, they are losing very fast now. Okay, so at this point it's probably better to retreat to safety. Where do we do that? Maybe in Cadiz. So I recommend you go to a port when you want to retreat and possibly far away from victory points so that they can lose the war without us in it. But even if you lose these 6 divisions, you just recruit another army of 6, and it's not a big deal. Okay, let's go for support weapons up. And here, this is very important because this is our tank MIO. For the tank MIO, we want to go for something like this. So this will be our priority. And the first few are very important because they will give us additional speed. which is very, very important on our tanks. But we still need the artillery research to be completed before we can design our tanks. So for now, we just wait. Yeah, Spain is falling very quickly. Oh, more free factories, but yeah, in 3 days we get the tanks, so we're going to keep them for that. And no more Paranoia, that's great. So as you could see, we reduced the RNG elements of the run. We still had a little bit, just that last one, but other than that, Paranoia is now out of the game, which is very, very good. Now, what do we pick at this point? We pick expand the agitprop, which is this thing here. Perfect. In terms of research, as we go for logistics company, which is here. But more importantly, well, let's also make some convoys. More importantly, we finally need to design our tanks and remove all of that stuff. What we care about is the medium tank chassis. It will be our T1 that we're going to design now. Very important that you upgrade the MIO right away. Then we go for the 3-man turret, we go for the medium howitzer, we go for the improved radio, a couple of secondary turrets, heavy machine guns. Then we pick the wet ammunition storage, we pick the Christie suspension for extra speed. We want it to auto upgrade, and we want engine and armor to be 4 and 2. Okay, so don't pay too much attention to the speed up there. This is based on what we are going to pick next. So eventually we will get to the speed and armor we want with these starting stats. So let me make sure everything is right. Yes, 4-2. Okay, let's save it and let's start producing it right away. Morozov, of course. Lowest priority, but all factories to it. And we are going to decrease the production of trucks and artillery to 3. Artillery, we can start producing the new one, however. Infantry equipment, support equipment and C1 to 5. And infantry equipment to 10. Okay, so everything else goes into T1. It should be around 30 factories from the very beginning, but it may be slightly different for you. And then we are going to pick specialization in civilian industry. This decision, which gives us an amazing minus 15% consumer good factories. That's amazing for the Soviet Union. So that's an easy choice. This is again related to the series of events we got after picking foreign experts and the gas construction company. Okay, I think we did everything here. Next page of my spreadsheet. Okay, we need to wait for the next focus to complete. For now, the only thing we need to do is make sure that our units survive in here. I want to take Malaga. Oh, okay, nice. We did it correctly. So, I mean, nice. Spain is fucked, but our divisions are fine, which is more important. So that's good. Okay, now that we don't need to worry about Spain, we can relax a little bit more. No Paranoia, no Spain to worry about. We can go at full speed for a while. Okay, we completed this focus. As we complete this focus, well, let's pick the new one, which will be the new Soviet woman. This one. But also we unlocked some special propaganda campaigns, and we're going to pick right away. We will accomplish a high yield. Minus 15, another minus 15% consumer good factories. That's also amazing. And now we're waiting for the assassination of Trotsky to be completed. By the way, we have a lot of air experience. We can use it for the air doctrines. Let's keep the army experience for now, but air experience you can use. And let's wait for our old friend Trotsky to die in 2 days. He was attacking us? No. Wait. Did we succeed or not? Mission accomplished. Okay. Yeah, for a second I thought he might have survived, but he did not. Okay, so that's great. So what we can do at this point is we can assign the second spy to Quiet Intel Network in Germany, and we can start right away preparing a collaboration government in Germany. Let's commence as ready and automatically repeat it. And then as soon as possible, when we get to 150 political power, we're going to pick the elusive enchantment. As you can see, we didn't have to wait for very long. And we're going to replace this guy. As you can see, this guy gives us minus 5% stability. We don't want that, so we replace him with the elusive gentleman. And the elusive gentleman will give us a third spy, which we're going to send to Spain. Sorry, to Germany. Now, here we pick positive heroism. And I will talk about the advantage of having 3 spies in a second. As soon as we get it. Now let's pick the infantry equipment up. Let's pick engineer company up. Let's pick engines 3. This one. And we got the third spy, so I'm going to... Wow, so many seducers today. It's amazing. Okay, another one. Great. So another spy on Quiet Intel Network in Germany. Now, the advantage of having 3 spies here is that our collaboration governments, unless somebody gets caught, and since they are all seducers, that hopefully will not happen, they will keep preparing the collaboration governments on cooldown. So we don't need to pay attention to this anymore. We don't need to rebuild the spy network. It's going to be very convenient. Okay, next we're waiting for the engineer company research to be completed. Until then we can just go at full speed. We need this one. Oh, quite a while. A chill part of the run. We still need to pick focuses, however, strengthen the mobilization plan is the next one, up here. And of course, when you need to import some tungsten, do so. Political power, we are saving it, we can use it later on, no need to spend it now. So.
To a larger settlement in which all Europe may find peace.
Okay, now we go for cohesion first.
The German Chancellor, Herr Hitler. Here is the paper which bears his name upon it as well as mine. Some of you perhaps have already heard.
We can pick another here, the green. And we go for rehabilitated military. I heard that the first collaboration government completed, but as you can see, they're already there. They are already working on the second one. So that's perfect.
For the 2 countries and for Europe. We regard the agreement signed last night and the Anglo-German naval agreement as symbolic of the desire of our
More tungsten for our tanks.
to go to war with one another.
Good investment.
We are resolved that the method of consultation.
Okay, here we go. We got the engineer company too. Now, research-wise, we go for survivability studies.
And we are determined
Here.
to continue our efforts to
But in addition to that, we also want to design our flame tanks. Let's go on and do that. We start from here. I go for the cheapest possible turret, the flame thrower. We switch to flame support company. We go for decreased suspensions, and then we go for full fuel drums in here. Because what could go wrong with stocking a flame tank with fuel drums? The idea actually is that we get some extra fuel that will be beneficial for our tanks. And we want to upgrade the MIO, and we want the engine to be 6, the armor 0. No other stats are important, only the speed, which must match our tank, and the extra fuel. We can auto-upgrade, or we can do it manually later on. Here it doesn't matter that much, so for now I will not auto-upgrade it. We're going to start producing them, and we're going to assign 3 factories to them. We're going to take them from the T1 production, so something like this. And then we also want to upgrade the T1 MIO. So here we want to do something like this. This should be automatic. I don't know why it isn't. It's very annoying. In any case, we do this now. We also want to adjust, finish adjusting our armored template, which means we put the engineer company, the support artillery, the motorized recon company, the logistics company, and the medium flame tank company, and we add the last 2 medium tank battalions. So a full 36 with, or better, a 36 with armored template. This template will carry us through World War II. It will perform amazingly. You will see it in a little bit. We also want to recruit one of these armored divisions. And we want to recruit 10 motorized divisions. We're also going to recruit another 24 defensive divisions. Let me also change the icon here. I prefer this one, the defensive. Okay, 24 defensive divisions. Now we're going to merge the mountaineers that were here with the mountaineers in the second theater. So we get rid of them basically. And also bring this infantry back together with the other infantry. And we can bring the motorized up here in the first theater. Actually, I want the tank and the motorized to be the first 2 up here. And finally, we want to assign a new marshal here, since the old one was kaput by Stalin's Paranoia. And we prepared Zhukov right for this. So we're going to promote him, make him a marshal. Look at this, he's going to be amazing. And assign him the position. Look at these. He already has logistics wizard and throat planner and offensive doctrine. These are all very, very, very good traits. Later on we can give him something else, but for now he's already amazing, so that's perfect. And that's it. Now we're waiting for 3 civilian factories in a little bit, but now we can continue. Okay, we go for transpolar flights. It's time to buff our planes a little bit more. Here we go for heavy MG. Should get the 3 civilian factories pretty soon. There we go. 3 civilian factories. On 3 civilian factories we want to build infrastructures and then tier 3 forts at the border with Romania. So we go for infrastructures first and then land forts, 1, 2, 3 in each bordering province. And these together with the river will make sure that this front against Romania is secured later on when we attack the Axis. And then we're also going to build infrastructures at the border with Poland. Something like this, to help with the supplies. We're also going to gather and train the Navy and deploy and train our planes. So let's do that. The Navy, we send it all together to Leningrad and we start training them. And the planes, we should have quite a bit actually in reserves. So we deploy all of them. And we start training them. And we're also going to force deploy all of the divisions that we are training. We want them to be on the field already. So let's see, these guys will go in here. The tank will go in here. And then we finally have the last defensive army ready. Doesn't really matter where we assign them. It doesn't matter too much which general we assign to them. But we want to make sure that everybody's training. By the way, we can also assign a marshal to this second army. It doesn't really matter much, but let's give them somebody. And we are also going to pick, we will accomplish a high yield again. Now, if we get an event about dispatching air volunteers to China, we're going to do that. Until then, we continue. Let's get Foster Flying Clubs. Here we go for concentrated up. Okay, Czechoslovakia is no more. I heard the second collab made in Germany. Perfect, no spies caught. So we will get 3 collaboration governments very easily in Germany. That's absolutely fantastic. Okay, this is an event for which a fight will be triggered. And unfortunately, we only have discovery here, which is not the best. So probably we're going to lose against the Japanese. If you win, you get a discount on a military doctrine. It's not bad, but it's not that important. If you lose, you don't lose land anyway. I will show you a bit later. Here, let's go for tools up. Oh, nice. So this is the volunteer group to China. We want to support them. And now we should be able to... let's see if it's already there or we need to wait for a bit. Wait for a bit. Here, let's go for intensify pilot training program. Let's buy the tungsten we need. Okay, let me get rid of... no, let's do it later. Yes, dispatch the Soviet volunteer group. We want to do it, but we need fighters and bombers in stockpile. So to do that, we will need to disband the 100 fighters and these tactical bombers. Let's disband them, and then we should be able to immediately pick this decision, which will, by the way, give us... well, I missed the thing it gives us, but it gives us some more support, which is quite convenient. And now that we did it, we can redeploy the planes, by the way, and we can train them again. Now we're waiting for Germany to offer us the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, which we're going to decline. Okay, this is what's happening with the Japanese. So as you can see, this border war started, and probably we're going to lose it. Yeah, we're going to lose it. That's okay. So if you lose it, you get some army experience. If you win it, you get some discounts on the doctrines. Discounts are better, but you know, it's fine. No big deal. We should send better divisions than the discovery to win it. In any case, these guys can go back to the cavalry army. Let's train them again. We do not need a non-aggression pact with Turkey, so I usually refuse it. And here we go, the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. Now this is an important part of the run. Historically, of course, the pact was signed, but we are not going to sign it because we want to be aggressive towards the German Reich. We want to end the war faster. So no deal with the fascists. Now, at this point, we are also going to get rid of all of the bad traits we accumulated because of Paranoia, if we had any. And in this case, we did have some. So let's get rid of them right away. And then we can close this Paranoia. We don't care about it anymore. Then we're going to update the T1 and Flame Tank MIOs. This very fun thing with a very fun update. So let's do this one. And let's do this one. Okay, perfect. And now we're waiting for the air researches, these two, to complete, so we can design our new planes. Focus-wise, we go for Expand Aviation Institutes. And research-wise, we go for Construction Up. And again, research-wise, we go for Radio Up. But more importantly, we need to design our new planes. And now look at this. Since we selected the automatically improve or auto upgrade box, it's already an improved small airframe with an engine type 3. We didn't spend any air experience for it. And we will still need to change it to add the heavy machine guns to it. But thanks to the fact that we auto upgraded it, making this F2 design, it's now only 6 air experience. Now, of course, we also need to add the self-sealing fuel tanks, armor plates, and we want the extra fuel tanks. But still, 9 air experience is much cheaper than designing this from scratch. And the C2 will be even better, because for the C2 we only need to add 1 small bomb bay and 1 extra fuel tank. So for only 3 air experience, we get our new C2 design. That's absolutely amazing. We start producing them, of course. So C1 to C2 and F1 to F2. And we want to change the production a little bit. So T1 goes down to 50, though that's probably more or less what we already have in there. So 50 here. We bring C2 to 10. And F2 will get all of the future ones. So the rest goes to F2. Okay, now we're waiting for World War II to start, but we can also pick some other air doctrines. Let's do that. Let's continue. Yeah, World War II will start pretty soon. And when World War II starts, we'll get ready to face the Axis. Of course, World War II is not going to start right away for us, but it will start pretty soon. Okay, Germany, war on Poland. World War II is officially starting. It's time to get ready. Now, we're going to pick the military theorist. So here we want the military theorist. We want to pick the land doctrine, and both superior firepower and mobile warfare are good, but actually I prefer in this case to go for mobile warfare. Feel free to go something else if you prefer, but our tanks were designed for mobile warfare. Now the other thing we want to do is we will pick unexpected trust, and we will pick maneuver warfare in here. Let's pick the naval doctrines. They are not particularly important, but I still like to pick some of them. Okay, that's perfect. And let's also pick the traits here, and we can already pick unexpected trust as the favorite doctrine for them. Unexpected trust is pretty good. Of course, breakthrough would be much better, but we will not get it in time, so it's better to pick these ones. Let's pick all of the available traits. For this guy, we want him to be defending. This gives some entrenchment, that's not too bad. This gives something good, I think. Okay, that's fine. Now we need to prepare the armies, though. This army setup will take a little bit. Let's work on it. Of course, if you have the spreadsheet, and even if you checked it before, I updated my spreadsheets. Now they include a lot more information, so there is a precise description of the army setup versus the Axis. Okay, so what we want is we want our arm. So these guys here, we want them to push from the area of Minsk to the area of Grodno. Wilno. Something like this. We want to cut off the German divisions in here. And we want the motorized to be right behind them, along the same front. Then we are going to assign, in the easiest possible way, 2 infantry divisions and 2 defensive divisions to the entire Polish border. Now, if you prefer, you can split them and you can have 2 and 2, like 1 and 1 down here and 1 and 1 up here. But you can also assign them to the whole front like this. It will require less micromanagement later on. Then we're also going to assign 1 full infantry division to Romania. And we're going to give them also 1 full defensive army here in Romania. Finally, the only ones not assigned are the mountaineers, and they are going to chill in Kiev for now. They will come into play a little bit later. We also want to change the motorization priority, increase it to the maximum. As well for the defensive army, let's give everybody the motorization. We are still keeping the cavalry at the border with Japan, but if you feel like you need them, you could bring them back. And that's it. Now, next, we want to pick the Armor Genius. So that's here. That's very, very important, of course, because it will give us our tanks plus 15% attack and 15% defense. We also want to make sure that we deployed all of our planes. We want to position them a little bit better here. We're going to send them a bit closer to the border, and then we're going to split them into our 2 armies here. But let's try to make it so that they are not way over the limit. Okay, ideally we want something like this, actually. Yeah, sure. And then we assign all of them to our tank army. Yeah, wait a second. So we assign all of them to our tank army, and then we select some of the fighters and we assign them to the infantry. But most of them we want on the tank. Let's also make sure that the navy is gathering. And finally, let's upgrade the hub's bottlenecks at the border with Poland. So you go into the supply map mod and then you select the hubs and you click several times on upgrade bottlenecks. This will automatically upgrade the railways and everything needed to bring more supplies to the front. And that should really be it. So we can continue. Now, what's the idea? The idea is that Poland will go down, and then at some point Germany will attack the Netherlands. And the Netherlands is our puppet. See, it says that the German Reich is justifying against us. Actually, not us, but the Netherlands. So we will be brought into the war when they attack the Netherlands. Which means we can join the war much earlier than we would otherwise. Okay, here we go for support weapons up. And let's see the collaboration government, but we should be pretty close to getting the 3rd one. That's perfect. And after we're done with the collabs in Germany, we can start doing the same thing in America, in the United States. Okay, focus-wise, we go for women in aviation. Poland is already down. and soon we will be involved in these as well. There we go. This means that Germany declared war on the Netherlands, meaning we are in this war. Now, let me talk about a couple of important things here. First of all, what's the idea? The idea is that we don't care too much about the Netherlands losing. Otherwise, we could assign some armies to the Netherlands to protect them. Feel free to do so, by the way. We do have a spare defensive army. Even maybe an infantry army could go in the Netherlands and, if not stop entirely, definitely slow down the Germans. But this is not really relevant for us. It's okay if the Netherlands goes down. The main reason we want the Netherlands is that in this way we can join the war early. And ideally, at this point, we want to start the pushes against the Germans right away, because if you look at this, you can see how they do not have organization and they do not have supplies. So if we attack them now, we will completely destroy them. Unfortunately, and this is the topic I wanted to cover, I will make a special chapter for this. So unfortunately, Paradox introduced a very stupid and annoying bug in one of the latest updates. And the bug is that if we now take Poland from Germany, initially it will be occupied by us, as it should be. So say that we conquer this part of Poland. But after a while, Germany will declare war on Denmark, and they will immediately sign a white peace. Denmark will become a protectorate of Germany and will sign a white peace with the United Kingdom and with us. And for some absurd reason, there is that's why I'm saying it's a bug, there is absolutely no reason. When that happens, Poland comes back. So if we occupied Poland, this part of Poland will come back as Poland. It will not be our ally, because we are not in the allies. It will not be our land, so we cannot go through it and we cannot send planes to it. And so at that point, the best choice would be to go back here, let the Germans conquer it back, and then attack again. Since that's not very practical, at this point what I prefer to do is I just wait until Germany attacks Denmark, and then only after they sign the white peace we start the offensive against Germany. If you do that, you fix the problem entirely. So that's all you need to do to fix the problem. And that's going to take a couple of months. They usually sign the white peace around December. So we just chill for a couple of months. And then, yes, the Germans will be a bit stronger when we attack them. It would be better to attack them now. But at least we don't have to deal with that annoying bug. In any case, at this point I would make a save, because this is the Soviet Union versus the Axis. Oh, not Axis, this. But yes, after that we can wait. By the way, if you're checking the spreadsheet, you will find in the description exactly what to do. And you can also find the indications about this bug. When eventually, hopefully, Paradox will fix the bug, the strategy will remain the same, but we attack right away. Now, before we start the offensive, in any case, we also want to pick army regrouping here. And we also want to pick transport ease. So transport ease, this one, so we suffer for the from the lack of supplies a bit less. And then we pick war bonds, which is of course amazing. And then later on, as soon as possible, we will also pick heroes forward. And let's continue. 3 days, 2 days, 1 day, so final collaboration government done. At this point, we can start spying on the United States. Not in Washington, we want to spy in Los Angeles. Okay. And let's continue. Wait for Germany to get their white peace. Yeah, the Netherlands is going down a bit faster than usual, but that's okay. Okay, we pick artillery up. The Germans are scared of us in any case, so they are not attacking us at all. Netherlands went down pretty fast. So if the Netherlands and Belgium go down fast, very fast, France will also fall. If not, France will not fall. And usually, with this strategy, France does not fall, because we push the Germans fast and we distract them so much that they cannot actually push France. But technically, it's slightly better if France goes down, because we will have more of the war score. It will be a bit more difficult to fight Germany, but Germany is not really difficult.
On Friday evening last, I received his message.
And yeah, it seems likely that in this particular run, France will go down.
It was the evident wish and will of Parliament.
Big infantry equip up. It's fun. I'm actually happy that France is going down, because it will be a bit tougher against Germany, and then we get more after the end of the war. So it's perfect. Yeah, France is down. All right. Good job, Germany. Now do get the white piece with Denmark, so that I can attack.
Greater objective.
They are attacking me. Okay, here we go for desperate measures.
Mr. Speaker, the disastrous military events which have happened during the past
Yeah, we're okay with them pushing a little bit. It's not really a big deal. Okay, here is the war on Denmark. Basically on time. Here is the white piece. That's perfect. Now at this point we can officially start our offensive against the Germans. So let's pick heroes forward. Let's pick whatever we can here. So these, I guess, and these as well will help. And slow down the game a little bit, and we can start the first push. Now, the Germans have a lot of divisions in here, but our tanks are absolutely amazing. Look at this. We may want to micromanage them a little bit, because what we want to do is we want to cut them off as fast as possible. Yeah, we don't really want to attack there too much. Oh, perfect. Okay, that's already very nice. By the way, guys, trust me, if you make these tanks and use this strategy, nothing can stop you. Make sure you have your planes assigned. Make sure you have the right tank design and everything I did. And you will be sure to push Germany without problems. So what we want to do at this point is we want to close this first encirclement up here. So we send all of the tanks there. And we start pushing them. Let's maybe make sure that the motorized are covering this front in the meantime, though. Pick the area, the greens. Whenever you unlock them, they are very important. And let's see how many German divisions can we destroy in here. It's not super many, but it's a decent amount. Okay, here we go for an adaptable army. And by the way, in January 1940, you should be able to pick the... What is it? The policy for tanks, mechanical genius, so we will not have to worry about reliability anymore. So let's pick it, and then let's make sure to upgrade the MIOs. Okay. And it could be also a good time to check the USA, because probably we can make, yeah, we can make the first collaboration government. Again, all spies on Quiet Intel network, and then we start making collaboration governments on cooldown. That's absolutely perfect. Now we can go back and focus on our tanks. Except we have some researchers to pick. Radio up. I am keeping the speed at 3, so you can see how everything is happening. I usually go at speed 4 at this point, but look at this, look at this. A lot of Germans divisions already gotten in the first encirclement. That's very good. It's not so good is nobody is defending this area, but that's okay. Now we did free a lot of divisions. We can go there. So for the second push, what we want to do is we want our tanks to push from here to here. Look at this. You can see the railways, right? So you want to push along the railways. You want to take this area. You always want to push for supply hubs here and here and here, and along railways. That's the idea for all of our pushes, and that's how we are going to keep the supplies up. This push might be a little bit harder, so we may want to go for a full planning bonus here. Let's get it. Again, this would be a bit easier if Germany was still busy against France. But since they are not, maybe a little bit harder. Let's go for artillery up. Well, since they are attacking us, I cannot get the full planning, but that's okay. We attack anyway. There is a river crossing here, so this is the most difficult push. It's okay, trust me, and trust your tanks. Look at this. They're unstoppable. As soon as we get on the other side of the river, this will be much easier. Now you may be wondering why mobile warfare and not spear firepower. But mobile warfare is very, very good for something like this. You keep the pace, you keep the momentum, you keep the speed up. Although the actual stats are a bit lower. This is a very invaluable aspect of the game. Being able to push them consistently. Get them while they are not ready for it. Also soon our dude here will unlock a nice trait, hopefully. Let's go for a medium tank up, by the way, because we want to upgrade these tanks even further. Not entirely mandatory, these tanks are already amazing, but we are going to upgrade them even further. Okay, at 100 political power, we're going to pick the improve worker conditions to increase our stability a little bit. Alright, this was a very, very successful push, and we did unlock the Panzer Expert, another plus 10% armor division defense. Now, next push, we want to go to the area, so we want to push from here to this area down here. And of course, as you can see at this point, once we get this push down, hopefully we'll be able to encircle quite a bit of German divisions. At least that's the hope. Let's see how it goes. I would like the planning and the organization, but I also want to attack them as fast as possible before they can reorganize. Blitzkrieg the Germans. Okay, it's very good that we are pushing, especially in this area, because if we can push them here, then they will get a lot of divisions encircled. So now let's keep pushing. They're starting to be a bit worried. Ooh, this is looking very good, boys. This is looking very, very good. It managed to send somebody, but not enough. Not enough. Okay, we got the encirclement. And, you know, this is a war-changing encirclement. An encirclement like this can literally make the rest of the war much, much easier. Let's start the push immediately. There is a lot of divisions in there, like really a lot. And usually there are a little bit less because usually, yeah, the fronts get completely messed up. I mean, usually some of these divisions are fighting in France, I guess, so they are not here. But I'm very happy that they are here and we can destroy them completely. Some of them are already dead, unfortunately. The total amount was definitely over 20. It's like 20 now. We can also check the manpower losses. 52,000 versus 1 million already. Italy is already into this as well, so there are Italian divisions in here. Italy usually joins a little bit later, but again, there is some RNG in how the war goes. I must say this is the hardest I have seen the war, so do keep in mind that it's usually even easier than this. Now, next push, we go from here to this area down here. And again, the idea is, if we can, we are going to try to do so. Before Hungary and Romania join the war, we have a last chance for an encirclement down here, and we're going to try to get it. We need to be faster, because of course after Romania and Hungary join, this encirclement will be lost. But even if that happens, it doesn't matter very much. Okay, here we go for Raskova's aviation group. Okay, let's go, because I think Romania and Hungary will probably join soon. Again, you can micromanage them a little bit. Keep in mind that here the absolute priority is to cut them off. Okay, that's perfect. It's not even that little, it's another like 10 divisions. This is very painful. Okay, perfect. Now, the next push. As you can see, this war is... I mean, I went through everything, I tried it in different ways, so we have the absolute perfect strategy. We want to push with armored to the area of Warsaw, Lodz, Krakow. Let's do that. We can do it from something like this. This time we go for a broader front line. Yeah, we can go for something like this. Again, check the railways, try to get the railways. Let's also assign the motorized right behind them. And at this point we need to be careful because Romania and Hungary will probably join at some point. So what we want to do is we want to assign our mountaineers to the border with Hungary. And then we want to reassign these armies here, the Romanian armies, to cover the entire front against Romania. Like this. That would be perfect. And we can continue. Germany already took almost 2 million casualties, guys. This is how OP our tanks are. This is how amazing this strategy is. 2 million casualties in a few days of war against our 50,000. That's pretty cool. Okay, maybe I didn't need this actually. Let's wait one more day and we start the offensive for Poland. And look at how smooth this is. Clearly the Germans are already weakened significantly. Also we are pushing into plains here and winter is almost over, so no more snow. Yeah, we also did all of that in winter, by the way. Into the snow.
Готов.
Okay, we do not want to push into the mountains into Slovakia, so stop that immediately. What we do want to push for here is the area of Danzig, because here we have another big encirclement, of course, and we are going to break the Germans through encirclements, one after the other. So this time we push for something like this. The only thing I would like to take here is, I would like to take these two cities. Wouldn't be a big problem. Perfect. Let's make sure that our mountaineers are assigned properly, because they do not seem to be assigned very properly. Better. We can go right away here. Germans are not ready. But again, we can micro it a little bit because the priority is taking Danzig. So guys, of course micromanaging is always the best choice. But what we're doing here is we're trying to keep things simple. So with offensive orders. And then minimal micromanagement when we feel it's needed, like in this case to take some victory points to close the encirclement a bit faster. But I really try to keep it to a minimum so that this guide is as easy as possible to follow. One thing I must say though, and this is an advice I want to give you, is do not be afraid of rearranging your divisions. When you plan a push, after a while, to stop it, shuffle things around. Like in this case, they were not pushing where I wanted them to push. You just, you know, you do it again. Make sure that they're pushing in the right place. Nice, we stopped them. We stopped them before they got to Memel. Perfect. Okay, Bulgaria will be part of the peace conference, probably. And here we go for basic armor protection. If there is one thing that our tanks are lacking at the moment is armor, and with the improved version we will also have some armor. Not as satisfying as the other encirclements, but still. More Germans are dying. They're already over 2 million casualties. Let's go for logistics. Let's speak this doctrine. Great, okay. Now, next push. And Germany is starting to crumble at this point. Next push, we can go all the way for to... Maybe not. Why can I not... it's fallback. Okay, we go all the way to Stettin, Berlin and Dresden. We can also take this place here. So, big push like this. Okay, we got 3 civilian factories. That's not usually the case at this point. But guess we were fast. Yeah, you know, there isn't that much that we can do with the civilian factories. That's probably because we destroyed the German Air Force so quickly that they cannot bomb us. Yeah, so I don't know. Let's build more military factories, I guess. Yeah, we can pick victories at hand. That's a pretty cool trait to pick, but we can also save some political power for later. Yeah, that's okay. Let's not worry about it for now. So we'll continue because usually we capitulate Germany around this time. I guess we are slightly late, but again, Germany was a bit stronger than usual. In any case, it's almost done, because we have 3 collaboration governments. Germany will actually fall very fast. Yeah, what I would like to is I would like Hungary and Romania to join, ideally. But let's see if they join or not. Go for mechanized here. And let's pick another land doctrine. We can maybe speed up the game a little bit because at this point the main part of the push, the difficult part of the push is done. It's more of a formality. We want to kill these guys. Let's try to do that. Okay, Berlin is down. It's great, but I don't know where you are going, guys. Oh, wait. See? This is why you need to stop from time to time. They just go berserk sometimes. Don't do that. Okay, you can push that area, but do it properly. Come on. Okay, here we go for ground support. So will there be a war between Hungary and Romania? No. Oh my god, when you not push into the forts, into the mountains where I didn't tell you to push, please? That would be absolutely amazing if you not do that. So by taking this area, we will probably win the war. Not the war, I mean, but Germany will go down. Oh, nice. Romania joined. That's perfect, because I do want to take Romania. And I would expect Germany to fall very, very soon. Yeah. Taking Frankfurt and Nuremberg will end Germany. Now, at this point, though, this is quite important. Sometimes Italy hasn't joined yet, and you do want Italy to join. So if Italy hasn't joined the war yet at this point, I would recommend waiting a little bit. Usually Italy joins around the end of June, and then capitulating Germany only after Italy joins. In this case, Italy joined, so we can go for it. Okay, very good. Now Germany is down, meaning in the war against us there will be probably only, well, Bulgaria didn't join. Romania joined the Axis but didn't join the war yet. In any case, Italy shouldn't be able to be the last one into the war, so somebody else will probably join at some point. Now, after Germany goes down, we do want to clear out all of these spots in Germany, so let's go on and do that. And then technically we want to go after Italy as fast as possible, because usually France is going after Italy at this point, but since France is not going after Italy, we are not that much in a hurry. Another thing we want to do, however, is we want to take care of this new front here. We can use a full back line here. Again, usually Hungary is part of this war, so usually we need to pay a bit more attention to this front here. Now, at this point, I also go for war bonds again, and we go for... we will accomplish and for... we will accomplish a high yield, and actually we need to wait for the end of Heroes Forward, and then we pick... every hit of a hammer hits the enemy, because that's a nice factory and dockyard output bonus. We still free these motorized. I do want to take care of those guys there, I guess. Okay, now, since we got the 3 collaboration governments in Germany, this is what happens. We get the message to create a collaboration government in Germany, and this is absolutely amazing. We do want to do this, but ideally we want to take everything back first, so let's do that. Okay, now we want to create a collaboration government, so let's do it right away. And the big advantage of doing that is that now this will be our German puppet, and it will not be part of the peace conference. So in addition to many other advantages that you have with collaboration governments puppets, another one, at least in this case, is that we take Germany out of the peace conference, and then later on we can focus most of our points on Italy, Hungary, Romania, while Germany will be automatically taken by us, which is very, very, very cool. Now, let's send our tanks to Italy, and let's start pushing into Italy. Now France is back, so we do need to be fast here. Don't want to leave anything to France. Fortunately, we lack supplies for now because we don't have the infrastructures in there yet. Yeah, now we can... Oh, we do. The ability to import from Soviet Germany, which is great. And the rest we can buy, yeah. We will adjust our tanks, but a little bit later, because we don't have the artillery, the required artillery upgrade yet. Now here, ideally, we want to cut off the French as fast as possible, so let's try to do that. Okay, great. Now, usually at this point, Italy is not the last member of the war. I would be very happy if Romania or Hungary joined the war, to be honest. Let's see if we can somehow make it happen, maybe by waiting a little bit longer. Another thing you can do at this point, if you want to trigger them to join the Axis, is you can actually save the game and reload. Let's do that, just as a try. Because usually this triggers Romania into joining the war. And this is something you can do even if you're playing Iron Man. Just quit and rejoin the game. See, now Hungary joined the Axis, which is... And Germany called Hungary into the war, and Romania too. Okay, everybody's into the war now. See, perfect. Okay, now we can end Italy. Let's go. And then we'll need to see who is the last major. Usually it's Hungary. Okay, civil war in Italy. Let's make sure that the puppet is our puppet. So if you had the most war score against Italy, that's usually the case. Italy will automatically become your puppet. Okay, that's very good. And that's another great thing, because once again, Puppet Italy will not be part of the peace conference, will be automatically our puppet. And that's great. Let's make sure that we get to Palermo. Great. Here we go for Recon Company up. And that should be it. I don't know why the UK got the rest of it, but... Okay. Isn't Yugoslavia a bit bigger than usual? No, probably it's Hungary that is a bit bigger than usual. Yeah. Okay, let's see who is the last major, but it should be Hungary. It is Hungary, so let's go on and finish the war. Very smooth, very easy. Let's see the final casualties actually. 64,000 casualties. It's quite amazing. And we caused the German Reich so many. 2.4 million. Okay, here we go for anti-air up. But we also finished the artillery upgrade, which was an important one, because it means we can start assigning our T2. Let's go on and do that, and since we pressed the auto upgrade, it's basically already done. We want to upgrade the MIO, we want to call it T2. But, yeah, this is what we want. Improve medium howitzer, the radio tree is the right one. We have everything correct down here. We also want it to be 11 in engine and 9 in terms of armor. Okay, so we can save our T2 and we can start, of course, producing it. And we are going to make some changes to the production. We want to reduce the production of planes a little bit, down to 25. And most of the production will go into our T2. Actually, all of it will go into the T2, and we need to adjust probably the trade a little bit. So we are fine with this. We need to import some tungsten, and we need to import a lot of steel, but luckily we can buy most of it from our puppet Soviet Germany at very convenient rates. Now we also have probably a lot of planes, so let's go on and deploy all of them. Not that many. We can assign them all to our main army. Make sure that all of the planes we have are assigned to our main army. Now, we also want to start a justification on France, and we want to do this just before attacking Hungary, so this is the right time. I'll give them some planning, not needed, but let's just do it. Okay, let's push into Hungary. Focus-wise, we are going for the Stakhanovite movement. Yeah, I'm not sure why you're pushing there. But I would like you not to do that. Now, ideally I would like to make a save before ending the war, so let's make sure that we can do that. Though we do probably need to take at least Cluj. Now we may be very close though. Okay, I think that's the... What? Ah. Okay. Yeah, I forgot to keep Bucharest. Bucharest can be important, you know. Okay, pause, because I think that's it. That is definitely it. So let's make a save. Just in case we mess up the peace conference. Okay, that's it. End of the war. And we got an amazing 74% war score. Now, this is mostly thanks to the fact that France wasn't in it. When France is in it, you have a bit of a lower war score. But with this amazing war score, we'll be able... And by the way, thanks to the fact that Italy and Germany are already our puppets, they are not part of the war conference, we're able to take really most of the stuff in this. I will talk about the priority in the peace conference briefly, and then this will be the end for this video. The next video dedicated to the Soviet Union, it will still be a step-by-step guide, so unedited, and it will cover the war on the Allies and the United States and Japan. So, peace conference-wise, our first priority is to puppet the Polish Republic, Poland. Let's go on and do that. We should be able to puppet all of Poland, we should have enough points. Let me see. By the way, who has the other points? The United Kingdom. Okay, they will be a little bit annoying, but that's okay. Okay, after puppeting Poland, we are going to puppet the remaining cores of Germany if they had any, but they don't have any because this part is not a core of Germany, so never mind. And then we're going... Ah, by the way, if you didn't get the collaboration government, if you don't have access to that, you would need to spend your points on puppeting Germany, because that's quite important. But in our case, we can afford to invest the points on other things. And we can already start puppeting Hungary and Romania. So, a bit at a time. I see the UK is starting to annoy us a little bit there, but we should be able to take care of it. We can also take Bulgaria. I think we have the point for that. No, we do want to contest this though. Okay, we're okay with leaving Slovakia and even Czechoslovakia, so this part here, it's okay if the UK frees it. We want to keep about 1000 points, so let's say the last round, we want to keep it for the navies, for resource rights and war reparations. But in this case, we have a lot of points, so we can even puppet probably the rest of Italy. By the way, if you do not puppet Italy, I don't consider it a priority, because if you do not puppet Italy, the UK will take it as a supervised state. They cannot release it. Sometimes they actually give it back to Regno del Sud, so they make it your puppet. Otherwise, they make it a supervised state, and simply we will take it later on. We will take it later on from them. In this case, we are going to puppet all of Italy as well. Okay, but I think we can contest. But by the way, we give up completely Africa. We can contest this stuff from the UK, and then we should have enough point to do everything we want. A bit annoying, huh? The UK. Come on. Okay, about 1000 points. It's a little bit short on points, but that's okay. And actually, the absolute priority here is taking the navies. It's more important than war reparations and resource rights. Of course, if you have a little bit extra points, do take the resource rights and the war reparations. From Hungary especially, it would be nice to get them. Where do they have all this juicy? Yeah, that stuff is what I want, actually. Let me get that stuff, because the aluminum is very cool. This one too. But then I do want the navy. Okay, something like this. I think we are pretty satisfied with what we got. Okay, then. Perfect. So, it's not shown as our puppet, but Hungary is our puppet. This is always the best way to see what we control exactly. So after attacking the Axis, we did get Bulgaria, Romania, Hungary. We got Germany as a puppet, Italy as a puppet, the two Sicilies puppet. And very soon, we will get a claim on France in only 10 days. And we will take care of the allies as well. But guys, this was a long run, unedited. It's always a bit tough. It will be easier in the editing phase, but a lot to talk about, a lot to explain, a bit tired. So I will call it a run. This will be the end for today. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please do not forget to like, subscribe, leave me a comment as well. Let me know what you thought about it. If you enjoyed this step-by-step version. It was a while. The last one I made was about the Roman Empire. And I really liked that video. I think you enjoyed it too. So I wanted to make another step-by-step guide. Make sure not to miss the next episode as well, because it will be fun to fight the Allies and the United States. So we are in for some more fun with the Soviet Union. Guys, if you stayed with me for that long, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.